Hi guys, my name is Taylor Pratt. I work for a company called HomeAway. Sort of the same deal as with Abercrombie. I wanted to give you a very, very quick overview as to who or what HomeAway is, because I really think it helps set the tone for why we adopted Jahia, how it's been helping us, and maybe it'll help give you guys some good ideas as well. So HomeAway is the world's leading online marketplace for vacation rentals. We have over 750,000 properties worldwide. We have over 50 domains globally in a variety of languages. A couple here in France, HomeAway Days and Abertel, our flagship France sites. But this presents us with a lot of challenges. It's when you have 50 different domains and you go about the strategy that HomeAway does, which is we didn't start all these from scratch. Anything that says HomeAway, yeah, that's the site that we built originally, but we also buy a lot of sites. So we bought Abertel, we bought HomeAway Days, bed and breakfast stays. I mean, these are all sites that get really well established within their own country. We acquire those sites, and then I need to figure out a way to help them adopt our own CMS. We try and get them on our own platform. There's a lot of migrations that have to take place. So our biggest challenge, I would say, is that we have a global marketing team working on a variety of these platforms. We need to be able to maintain our branding and control quality, and I think this is really, really important on the enterprise side. When you have a bunch of different marketers who maybe don't have all of the same training as designers do, or maybe just the core branding team that you have at the company, you need to figure out a way where you can really make sure that they're not gonna mess any of that up, that they're not just gonna go out and create something that's gonna have a different look and feel that ruins your messaging. We also wanted to be able to build everything on the same platform, because there is a lot of advantages to this. Just in the opening keynote and even in the presentation afterwards when we were talking about Jahia 7, we talked about how you don't want to waste money. And so that's a mentality that we've tried to adopt at HomeAway as well. Whereas if we can build everything within the same platform and reuse it on the different sites, then it's going to save us a ton of time and in turn a lot of money. And it also allows us to scale a lot faster, because being a site that exclusively is competing online, we have to be able to stay ahead of the competition, come up with new ideas, and roll these things out. Additionally, we wanted to build templates and modules globally, not just on a per site basis. So as we continue to pull something over onto the HomeAway platform, we want to be able to reuse the exact same templates, so that these same marketers who are working with HomeAway.com, when I put them on vacationrentals.com, they know exactly how to use it, they know what the templates can provide, they're accustomed to Jahia. And finally, we wanted this CMS to be flexible enough to work on a variety of platforms. So we don't just have one platform, we're trying to get it down to 2, but as of right now we have 5 or 6. So I needed something that I can take and integrate into all of those domains that we're buying that are on a variety of technologies. And then probably I think one of the top reasons why the company originally chose Jahia so many years ago was we wanted something stable and secure, and that is something that Jahia really offered us, especially on the secure side. When you are working on exclusively online, it's really important that our travelers, our owners, aren't susceptible to phishing scams or anything like that. We didn't want anybody able to just hack our CMS. You hear about WordPress all the time. It's getting hacked left and right. We did not want to bring that onto our site and open ourselves up to those types of attacks. And so that brought us to Jahia. That's where we went through that whole checklist of must-haves, and Jahia was meeting every single one of them. So it seems like a natural choice for us. In terms of where it's at HomeAway, we have it on over 25 domains. I'm trying to get that up to at least 35 by the end of 2014. For all future platforms that we build, so like I mentioned, we were trying to get it down to 2. If we continue to build others, I want to always say Jahia is the CMS. We're not switching from CMS to CMS, because again, it's a waste of everybody's time and money, and I think it ends up hurting adoption as well. So I want to show you a couple of the ways that we've customized Jahia. We've worked it into our sites, and hopefully it'll help give you guys some ideas of some cool things that you could be doing with it. So the first is travel ideas. We call it travel ideas, holiday ideas. The idea behind it is this destination and point of interest themed pages. They're used to help travelers figure out where they need to go. Really the big reason we do it is for search engine optimization, for traffic, also for social media. It's a great way for us to drive attention to the site without doing your traditional email marketing or pay-per-click marketing. And it's also a way for us to help you plan your vacation. So if we're talking all about things that you can do in Paris, then we can just happen to show you a few vacation rental properties that are in that area as well. All right, so here is our challenge. How can we create a blogging platform that our users, meaning the marketing team at HomeAway, will adopt and that isn't WordPress? Because what happens to me is they come to me and they say, I basically want that travel ideas to be commentable. I want it to have, well, I can show you all the must-have features. I want to have author pages. I want to have like your traditional blog homepage. I want to have custom search result pages, integration with HomeAway's property feed, so I can just drop something on a template and see our actual property feed. I want it to have a responsive design. I want it to offer a variety of blog post templates so that if I am creating a bunch of different post types, I have a template that I can quickly go, add the content, add a few images, and be good to go. And of course, I want to have social media integration. So that's what the team came to me and said that they wanted. Our traditional holiday ideas pages, they've met a couple of these, but not all of it. They said they wanted to take it to the next level. And so that's what we've built using Jahia. So this is a screen capture of the top of the home page. And there's a couple of different modules that we ended up building here. Up at the top, where you see the cabin, that's a scrolling feature article list, and our users are actually setting that. So the marketing team can go in, choose a bunch of different articles that they want to rotate in there, and they'll ideally be setting it within the page admin, and then the content's just going in and out of there. We're controlling that. To the right of it, we have search travel ideas. So the search feature will be exclusive to just our articles. We're trying to figure out a way to also integrate it into our main HomeAway site. So, if somebody is on, a great example of this actually is hotels.com. If you do a search for like Walt Disney World, they're going to show you a variety of both articles and the hotels. We want to offer that same type of thing for our users because of how valuable it can be. And with the custom search result feeds that we're building, we'll be able to do that. Recent articles, so that one's dynamically updated. And then down here, the top travel ideas. Again, I wanted our users to be able to set and control this. I didn't want something simple where it's just looking at the most recently created data. I wanted something where if we have 3 destinations that we want to drive traffic to, that we can control what we're advertising right there. A little bit lower on that page, I'd say the major call out here are the sidebars on the right. So the top one says categories. As you can see, each category has an icon next to it. So when we look at events and directly to the left of it, anything that we're tagging as an event, we're carrying that same icon onto the page template itself, into the search results feeds, into the headlines. We wanted that branding for each of these sections. We wanted it to feel like a really rich experience for the traveler so that no matter what type of page they were on, they knew exactly what type of thing they were about to read. Additionally, to the bottom right, this trending post, this is something that's still under development. My vision for this, and I know it's possible for us to do with Jahia, is to tap into a social media tools API and look at how often our articles are being shared. Using that, we can just basically grab their formula and say, all right, well, on Facebook and Twitter, this top 10 Columbus State getaways is getting the most attention right now. Let's highlight that on every page. Because that could be a really cool feature for, one, our users, but 2, for our marketing teams, because on the social media side, we're just going to keep showing them all the articles that people are sharing the most. We can keep getting that shared, keep getting more traffic to those pages, and keep getting more users to our site. Now, if we click through on one of these, this is what our typical article page would look like. So it's carrying through that same branding. Probably the thing that makes our CPO the happiest, the guy who's in charge of product, is that we are incorporating Bootstrap. So it was really exciting to hear all the improvements that we're making to Jahia 7 around Bootstrap. It's a really trendy word in the HomeAway offices as well. Again, having the categories trending posts. This is as basic as we wanted to make a single template. And again, it's easy for our users to just go in there, add an image. Everything's formatted the way that we want it to be. It is fully responsive. But then we wanted to add a couple more advanced features, which up under the headline, you can start to see these. We have our icon, again, that's associated with the category it's in, and then the author page. This was something that we wanted to really make sure that we had built within Jahia. So if we look at an author page, and this is something that the users can set up themselves. So if they wanted to have guest blog posts or something like that, we could offer that functionality. You put in the author's bio, it will be linked to their Google Plus page. If you don't, one of my foundations is in SEO, and having that link to the Google Plus page can help us get, it'll change Google search results so that you'll actually see the author's image. It'll show their Google Plus profile. It helps call out that search result. So this is an easy thing for us to build into it that ends up helping all these different marketing channels. And then additionally, down below it, you'll see a custom search result feed that is tailored to only articles that the author had written. A couple more page templates I wanted to show you. This one's really cool because this is an events one. Over to the right of it, again in the sidebar, is really where what I wanted to call out here. Those event details are just going to be fields within the Jahia edit template, or within the edit feature, where you can set when the event happens, where, cost, official site, etc. Now the big reason we wanted to set this up was again for search engine optimization, because what's really neat is if you add structured data to this, so Google has its own schemas that it supports, and if we add Google's event schema to this, now when somebody searches for Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, if our article shows up in those results, it'll also highlight all of the details that we listed in that right sidebar. So it'll show the time of it, where it's taking place, the cost of it, etc. So we're getting that extra attention from Google, and it looks great for our users, and it was all real simple for our editors to be able to put together. Another cool template, and the last one that I'll show you in Travel Ideas, is this top 10 page. So it's really common in the search engine marketing world, and even in the social media world, to write top 3 lists, top 5 lists, etc. So I wanted something that really made it incorporated our bootstrap. It really stood out from the other ones. And so this one's pretty simple. You end up choosing how long you want your list to be when you go and set up the page. You associate images with it, the title, and as you go down through it, it'll have different callouts for it. So you can choose what type of image size you want to have. And it's important that you offer this type of customization for your users, because I want them to feel like they're getting everything that they could possibly want, no matter what the scenario is, all within Jahia itself. That way, I'm making them happy, they're using it more. We're getting that integration throughout the company. So this list can just continue to go on. And I guess the last piece, which I didn't have in here, is we're also adding in the commenting functionality. We're experimenting also with Facebook comments, but I don't want to use those just because then you have to tie it to a certain person as an admin. All right, so my favorite thing that we have built is this landing page generator. So my challenge here was I wanted to streamline landing page creation for our marketing teams. When you have such a variety of marketers scattered around the globe, it is really, really important that you give them a tool where they can create as many landing pages as they want. So here's our problem. We have that global marketing team, and like every company, we have a very limited supply of designers and developers. And they all have great ideas of things that they want to have built within a Jahia template, but I don't have a designer just to go and build it for them. We also need to remove ourselves from being a roadblock so that they can do their job. I can't have everybody opening up. We use a ticketing system on my team, opening up tickets with us saying, hey, I want to get this kind of page built. I want to get this kind of page built. It slows them down. It really slows us down from working on the bigger objectives. And I need it to be scalable. So I need it to be able to roll out to all these different teams, and then they feel comfortable enough to create 100 landing pages if they wanted to. So the solution was a landing page builder. So the idea behind this is you create a single template that can easily be customized by the user. We give them a variety of modules that are pre-designed and approved by legal to use. So in some of the cases with the modules, I didn't want them changing the actual content of it. because it's important. Maybe it's pricing information, maybe it's the kind of info where you don't want to give it in the hands of the wrong people. Allow easy testing with Optimizely. This is really important for anybody doing online marketing. You want to be able to easily do some A/B testing, multivariate testing. We use Optimizely at HomeAway, so it was important to me that we had that integration. Easily update key data points on the pages. So as I'll show you some of these modules, I wanted them to be able, if I created 1,000 landing pages referencing the price to list your property on HomeAway, I didn't want to have to open up all 1,000 pages and go and update that price. I wanted a single point where if I had used that module, it will update automatically. And then I wanted it to integrate with HomeAway's data and API so that we could actually drop our properties on there. So let me show you what it looks like. Up here where it says header goes here, subtitle, that background image, that's also something I didn't want them to change. We created a folder within Jahia that houses all of the landing page backgrounds that they can use. So that way I don't have to worry about somebody throwing something on there that looks terrible when it's fully expanded or really small. So we had a designer go around, think about all the different themes that they want to build these landing pages around. And I think we have about a dozen or so different header images that they can choose from. So that was really important from us. Again, taking away a decision that could be made poorly by somebody that we don't have control over. Down below is a property feed. So this was another module that we created, tapping into HomeAway's API. It's displaying price information. We can actually use refinements, which is really cool. So the API works really well with Jahia in the sense that within Jahia I can say, hey, I only want to look at cottages or any type of special refinement, maybe it's pet friendly, that we make available in our API. We can then restrict these listings to only show that as well. A couple other modules that I wanted to give them the ability to have, just drag and drop these 3 column modules with the option to use learn more text or as a button. Again, give them as many options as they could possibly want so that you're still able to build their desired landing page, however they have it drawn up in their head. Down below where it says explore, book, travel, they can swap those images in and out, customize the text and headlines there as well. So again, that customization. And then probably my favorite part of it, which is this widget actually existed on our, we call it our list your property page where you actually would sign up for HomeAway. The price, and including the $sign, so depending on what language we're in, you can control all of that within the Jahia admin. So I can just go into one point and say, our price is now, if it went up or down, it'll automatically change it throughout the site. Same with updating the type of currency it is on every page throughout that site as well. So it's really scalable and it should meet those needs that they have. And they can't go in there and customize this text and say something that they're not allowed to say. All right, so future initiatives, 2014 and beyond, usual suspects. I'm really looking to dive into the workflow. I don't think we utilize just all Jahia has to offer in that aspect. I think there's a lot more that we could be doing to ensure that the quality goes out there. It's probably one of my favorite features of Jahia, and I hate that we don't take full advantage of it. Template standardization, again, trying to roll out more of these types of tools so that we don't have thousands of different templates that don't look alike, that don't match the brand. Just, I want people to all be using the same thing because it helps us overall with our marketing. More platform integrations, and then what I have found to be the most important one at the end, which is training. When you have a big marketing team and you want them to be using the tool, it's important that you invest from your team into theirs how to use it. User adoption is critical to making this work, and without that, I can build all these tools in the world, but they're not going to know how to use them unless we actually invest our own time to show them all the advantages it has versus, using something else. All right, so now I want to show you probably the biggest future initiative that we're building right now. We call these city guides, and I have 3 pages that I'll link off to. Let me just open one up real quick. All right, so there aren't a ton of images in here because, again, this is just an overall mock, but the vision behind something like this is I want someone to be able to create a, let's say I've never been to Paris before. I want to know everything there is to know about Paris. I want to know all the places I should go. I want to know all the things that I should see, where I should eat, all the cool things around it, and I want it to be as if it's its own microsite. So in this example with Marseille, the city guide, this is all going to be controlled within Jahia. So everybody who sets this up, they'll have different page templates. So this would be like the home page of your guide. And then we have article templates, et cetera, that are exclusive to this. And if we scroll down, we're building a voting feature as well. We want this to be really dynamic, involve our users. So the idea behind this is I can vote, for different neighborhoods or attractions to see, or more importantly, restaurants to eat at. I can just go here, my users can, so I can be driving the traffic there, and then they can vote, and it's dynamically updating those widgets, which is really, really cool to have that user interaction. Down below, we'll have more of those sliders. Those are real popular right now out in the world. So building those out so that people can click through and learn more about their articles. And let me show you a few others. I think the neighborhood page is probably one of my favorites because of one feature in particular. So when you are visiting a neighborhood, here you can vote on it. Hopefully it gets more than one thumbs up. And again, those icons that we chose, that's incorporating our bootstrap again, so trying to keep that same theming throughout everything. We'll have photos of the neighborhood, places to sleep in the neighborhood, and I was hoping my map would show up, but the map is the coolest part. So the map is tapping into Google Maps API, and then we're merging it with the HomeAway API as well, with the idea being that I can show pins throughout the map that link to HomeAway properties, that link to more details from other articles that they've seen, places to see, using the points of interest data from Google Maps itself. So it is a really, really cool feature that would be beneficial to our users, and something that we're working on building right now. We've built a prototype of this on our UK site, so we know that it's possible. We know that it works, and now we're just trying to clean it up, make it look a lot better, and then build it within these templates themselves. So again, it's about 3 different templates, this entire microsite that these guys will be able to build, but they're so dynamic. There's so many really advanced modules that they'll be able to use so that everything is interactive. And I think that that's something that I don't hear a lot about with people doing with Jahia, and it has that capability, is for you to, it's not just for you, it's for your visitors as well, and they can do a lot with it. All right, so I guess in closing, remember, there are very few things that you can't do with Jahia. Don't be afraid to experiment and push the limits. I'd say this is, when I go into any meeting with anybody on the marketing team, the first thing they always ask me is, all right, are we gonna be able to build this in Jahia? And I said, don't worry about it. We will figure out how we can build it in Jahia. I have yet to run into something that we can't build within Jahia. I feel like with any CMS, people go into it already limiting what they're able to do. They assume that something can't be done. They have a vision for what they want to create, and then just through their own self-doubt, they're saying that this isn't going to be possible, but it is. I mean, some of the things that we're building here, I think that they're really, really neat. They're really interactive, really, really advanced features that HomeAway hasn't been doing, and it's all because we stopped asking, can it do it? We just are assuming it will be able to, and we go in there and figure out how to do it. That's it. Thanks, guys. I didn't ask if there were any questions. I don't know if anybody had any questions. Sorry.
I've got one for you.
Yeah.
What are you guys looking forward to with the new release of Jahia version 7? Anything specific that's sort of a standout feature that's got you excited?
I would say probably the 2 would be, I like the UI changes I was seeing. I think it'll make our life easier when it comes to brand new people joining HomeAway who have never used Jahia before. And then 2, anytime I hear speed improvements, I mean, a lot of our marketers will have 5,000 to 10,000 pages within Jahia on a single site, and they want to be able to, we're actually using it right now to, we're trying to use it, I should say, because we haven't fully built this yet, where we want to control content on every search page at HomeAway using Jahia. We have 100,000 search pages at least, and so I'm a little bit worried of throwing 100,000 pages in every single one. We're going to need to really break up how many instances we have of Jahia and how many servers we have it up on. But anytime that we have that speed improvement, I think that's really big. And I know I was sitting next to one of our developers. He's in developer training. He was really excited about a lot of the back end stuff that he was seeing there. I saw him nodding his head, and I think probably the Insight editor he's probably really excited about. Yeah.
How much traffic do you have on this?
We get, I don't know if I'm allowed to say how much traffic HomeAway gets, but it's over 10 million visitors a month. In some cases, depending on the site, it can be a lot more than that if it's like our flagship site. All right, thanks guys.